Can you build a reliable mold from cheap materials you already have on hand and still avoid losing gallons of expensive epoxy resin? In this project, I'm putting two budget-friendly methods to the test on these European elm slabs. While you're watching how this project started, let me quickly explain why I chose this approach. There are two common ways to work with epoxy. The first is to apply a sealing coat of low-viscosity resin before the main pour. This helps prevent air bubbles and reduces resin consumption, especially with porous wood. The downside is that some cracks and voids may remain unfilled because the sealing coat can't always reach them. Once those areas are blocked off, the main pour can't penetrate them either, which can reduce the overall strength of the piece. If you're using black epoxy and want the strongest possible result, it often makes more sense to fully submerge the wood in resin. That's exactly what I decided to do with these two slabs. Building a mold for a regular shape is easy enough, but live-edge slabs require a bit more creativity. For the first slab, I sealed the larger cracks with high adhesion tape and wrapped the rest with ordinary packing tape. I've used a similar method before, and it works well, as long as everything stays securely in place. A quick tip: never try to stop an epoxy leak with silicone. Epoxy is much heavier and won't bond to it properly. Acrylic, cork, or construction adhesive are much better options if you need an emergency fix and want to minimize resin loss. For the second slab, I went with an even cheaper solution. I used plastic packaging film covered with packing tape and filled the gaps with scraps of plastic and other materials I had lying around. Surprisingly, it worked quite well. It took longer to remove afterward, but there was less excess epoxy stuck to the sides of the slab, which meant less cleanup later. The chance of leaks with this setup is almost zero. The only challenge is that the wood still wants to float, so it has to be clamped or weighted down during the pour. Elm absorbs epoxy very aggressively, so I had to add another batch the next day. That's completely normal, especially if the first pour hasn't fully cured yet. Any small exposed areas aren't a problem either. The surface will be flattened later with a router sled, and the freshly exposed wood will receive another coat of low-viscosity epoxy. Let me know in the comments which mold design you prefer, and feel free to share your own methods. Once the epoxy has cured, the mold can be removed. There's no need to spend too much time cleaning it up. A router will quickly turn anything still attached to the resin into dust. Right now, these two beauties have already received a second corrective coat of epoxy and are waiting for their final finish. To see why that extra step is necessary and what these slabs eventually become, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and check out the next video. Thanks for watching.